Bacon. I have been thinking about this bacon for 7 days. Everything looks like bacon. Bacon. Bacon! So the bacon's been curing for 7 whole days now, and during that time, it's gone through a bit of a transformation. When it was raw, it was really squishy, soft, like raw pork usually is. And now, through the curing process, it's very firm. And that's because a lot of the liquid has leached out of it into the bag. So it's a good thing we had the bag. Hey, you know why they call it a cure? Because any pork that isn't bacon clearly has something wrong with it. Oh, okay. Great, so corny jokes aside, the next step in the process is to rinse the bacon. Simply because it is way too salty to eat. And hey, remember last time when I told you to make sure you get the pork belly with the skin on? Yeah, I don't have that. But I will tell you what to do with the skin a little bit later. But right now, we're going to rinse this thing. Ah! What are you doing here? Get out. Alright, so the next step is more waiting! Okay, so after rinsing the bacon, I've put it on a cooling rack on a sheet tray. It's going to go back in the refrigerator from anywhere between 1 and 7 days. Now during that time, what's going to happen is the exterior is going to start to dry out from the refrigerator, and it's going to form a skin called a pellicle. And what that's going to do is catch the smoke in the next phase. Baking time is now upon us. I've got some applewood smoking chips that have been soaking for the last 20 minutes from a tree I cut down myself. And it's time to get this thing smoking. So let's go. Here we are outside. It's a beautiful night. My bacon's ready to go. My grill is set at about 200, 250 degrees. Smoking chips are ready to go next to the fire. The next step is to open the grill. And I'm going to put the bacon as far away from the heat as I possibly can. I'm going to come back in about 90 minutes. Alright, so the bacon is done. It took about 2 hours on the grill, smoking of course, to reach the internal temperature of 150 degrees, which is exactly what we're looking for. The curing salt gave it this really nice pink color instead of a bland brown that pork would normally get if it reaches 150 degrees. So I'm really excited. And you should be too, because this is going to be really delicious. If you were lucky enough to get a piece of pork that had skin on, what you want to do is wait until the pork is just warm enough so you can still handle it, slice the skin off, then you can cut it into strips, you can cut it into cubes, and then deep fry it in some hot oil. You'll have delicious homemade pork rinds, which I'm jealous of. I don't have the skin. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to treat this bacon like I would store-bought bacon, but this is of course going to be so much better. I'm going to cut it in half to make it easier to handle, cut it into some strips, put some in the freezer, and then you know I gotta cook some up right now. I can't wait. Hey, you again. Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here we have it. Hot off the presses, Jay Lethal's very first piece of homemade bacon. Let's give it a shot, shall we? This is so good. It's a little bit saltier than store-bought bacon. Definitely sweet. Good smoke flavor. This is awesome. Best part is I can do whatever I want with this. It's a blank canvas. If you want to make it sweeter, add more brown sugar. If you want to make it saltier, if you're crazy, add more salt. You can make a savory bacon and put a bunch of herbs and spices in there and make it even more delicious. The sky is the limit. But for me, this is perfect. Alright, so that sums it up for when belly meets bacon. Now I gotta say, I've never cooked anything that took 8 days before, but this bacon was worth every second. And you know what? It was super easy. Just take some spices, throw it on some pork, and let it sit in the refrigerator for 7 days. It's so easy, I definitely think that you should try it. And honestly, this bacon trumps all other bacons that I've had. And I've had a lot of bacon. So thanks for watching. I'm Jay Lethal, and I hope your dreams are filled with bacon. No cats were harmed in the filming of this video.